Hello everyone, and welcome to LostinTranslationmon episode 100! Yay! It's actually our 158th episode, but this is our 100th main episode talking about the Digimon anime series. Yeah. So, this time we watched...
Who are you?
Who am I? 100 episodes, and I don't even know. I am May.
And I'm 100J!
100J, okay. This is different.
I had to wait because you wouldn't introduce yourself. Now it's ruined.
I like how you always have something ready. One day I'm going to skip it and you're going to cry.
You just tried.
Yeah, good point. 158 episodes and I still have no idea what I'm doing.
I think the last Atmon episode we did, you got 5 minutes in and I said, oh, wait a minute, we haven't introduced ourselves.
Oh, BT dubs, I'm May. And this week we watched Phantasmagoric Sakakumon. I hate that name so much.
Or Escape. It's spelled exactly like escape. And the Phantasmagoric Sephiroth
And, oh brother, who art thou?
Or Scaring Warrior. That's not what that says.
It's soaring.
Soaring Warrior. No, sorry. I'll try one more time. Soaring Wario of Dankness. Vegemon.
Alright. Fantastic. Maybe one day Jay will get sick of pronouncing things incorrectly.
No, I'm going to make it worse and worse until I'm just like, I'm looking up the number of Pokemon episode and I read the name of that one. I'm like, it's close enough, right?
So for Digi-News this week, first up, some recent Digi-News that came out today is that the Digimon Adventure Tri Chapter 5 synopsis was revealed.
Why do they tell you the synopsis?
It's more like a sort of like a blurby thing, like a general thing, instead of a trailer. But
when you say synopsis, that means like the full plot.
Well, it was described as a synopsis. It's basically like stuff is going down that's basically you also could gather from looking at the poster. We won't go through it because some people might not want to know, but I will link it in the link dump under the references. So, no more Digi-News. Oh, also, there's been no date for Chapter 5 yet. For Lost News Lately-mon, we have our birthday special coming up this week. And today we revealed Chisai's design that we commissioned from Chisai. So definitely, first of all, please commission Chisai because Chisai is an amazing artist. Chisai2336 on Tumblr. So you should do that. Anyway, so we commissioned her to draw us and magic us writing a digital enchilada, which is
really cute.
Which is an enchilada, but it's Kulamon and Durakumon and Lotmon are on top, and it's great. And we have put it on Redbubble, and you can get it on a shirt, but you can also get other stuff like a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt or a workout tank or a mug or a pillow or a Duna cover.
Let me ask you a really important question.
Yep.
Do you like fun?
No.
Then this is not the shirt for you, because this is a shirt that is full of fun, and if you like fun, which is everyone but May, because she's a huge weirdo, then it's a shirt for you.
Yeah, but you can also get on travel mugs, prints. What else can you get on? Scarves, I think?
You can get on like a hardcover notebook. The scarf, don't bother with the scarf. I'm not even going to pretend.
You should have edited it to make it look because you can pad it out so there are like multiple of the art on it, like I did with the...
I didn't try with that one. Maybe you could have done that.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Okay, we can make the scarf workable, and then we might do it.
I did that on the A-line dress.
Oh, that's what happened with that one. Yeah, because that one looks good now.
Yeah, because
I'll fix the scarf. Or someone will fix the scarf.
We'll work on it. I think I did that with...
If it's cheap, I'll buy the scarf once it's big.
You're such a nerd.
I know I just said that. Well, we got to buy them ourselves because I'm Redbubble. It is how it is. But yeah. I'm getting a mug. I'm getting one of the sweatshirts. I might get a t-shirt because this is the first thing I've ever been a part of that has a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I want that. The high school thing they do in year 12 when they give you some kind of clothing, that sucks because everyone has that. That's not something you made. The school made that. And
but
whatever.
Ours was customizable. Like you could have like your name on the back.
Yeah, you could have our name on the back.
Yeah.
Ours was like a rugby shirt and I didn't want it. It sucks.
We voted rugby shirt or hoodie and we went with hoodie.
Hoodies make way more sense. I wear that all the time.
Because they come out in June.
The year before us got a hoodie and it was the best. And I wanted one of those. And they go, no, we're not doing that. And I'm like, I hate you all.
That's so sad.
They're like, we want something original. I'm like, you're all stupid. The reason that wasn't original was because it was the best.
But yeah, you can get a bunch of stuff. I basically ticked enable for all of the things.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but there's different types of shirts and with different types of colours. And I'm going to get on a tank and a long sleeve shirt and kind of want it on and I really like the travel mug. There's laptop cases, there are phone cases. You can basically go absolutely berserkers.
I assume you're getting a phone case.
No, because
isn't yours dying?
This one. I have so many phone cases, but I'm probably getting an Android phone, so I'm not going to get on a phone case. Because if I do upgrade my phone, the phone case will just be a thing on my shelf.
Oh no, you can wait until you get the new phone, then get this phone case.
Yeah, I could.
Because this won't fit it.
Or I could just buy it for every phone case I ever get.
Every phone that has ever existed or will ever exist.
Yeah, because they're the wallet ones. So they protect the screen. So because they're good for me, because I have a smashy.
There's also like a plasticky grip one.
Yeah, there are different ones. So there's
We're definitely not shilling this too hard.
No, I'm really excited actually.
Me too.
Like even if no, everyone said no, we're not getting it, I would say, well, I'm going to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of I guess doing it through Redbubble.
Yeah, is that because I was choosing between Society 6 or Redbubble, and Society 6 would have cost me $1, and Redbubble was not, and also Redbubble is, I believe, based in Melbourne, Australia.
Really?
Well, they have a warehouse here.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Because they shipped when I bought something from Redbubble once.
Cheap as hell then.
No, you think that? It's still like $15.
What? Oh, okay, well we're going in on it, so that's all right.
# save Australia from the shipping. But yeah, so there are lots of things. Check it out. I will link it. I linked it everywhere.
Shipping is a national curse, like Drop Bears or the Liberal Party.
So yeah, we have. We should probably point out to our non-Australian listeners, Liberal Party Australia is not liberal the word in at all. This is our right-wing conservative, not very nice party.
This is economic liberalism, which is to say deregulate businesses so they can do whatever they want, which turns out is what modern-day conservatism actually means.
Yes. So, yeah, I always say our right-wing party, not the Liberal Party, because that sounds really... It sounds like we don't like the Liberal Party.
You have to remember that Australian politics is almost entirely about how we treat our businesses, because we don't do social issues in Australia. We all just accept the things as they are and whine about them, but no one does anything.
Yeah, because who cares about, real people, right?
No, like, it doesn't happen. They defined what marriage was in, like, the 70s, and then they said, no, it's done, we're never changing it, and we've all been upset about it since. But anyway, so all they really talk about is economic issues. And so when you look at it, you've got liberal as in economic liberal as in we can't police businesses at all, and you've got Labour as in please look after workers, we're trying.
Jay, we're becoming a politics cast again. We can't do that because no one gets that Australian politics.
I'm just trying to explain it on a basic level. Yes. That's all we have.
So yeah, basically Redbubble. Yeah, we have lots of things. Happy birthday us. And Commission Chisai.
We're going to build a wall to keep Northern Territory out.
Can we just keep it around Melbourne, please?
Do you want to keep the people from Sydney at bay?
They're just so eccentric. People from Sydney scare me because they're all so nice.
What?
They're all so nice.
Not when they're driving, they're not.
Oh, no, but no one
they're
can drive.
The worst when they're driving.
No, but they're
when they're driving, they're a law
they're just
to
so
themselves.
Friendly. They're just like, hi, how can I help you? I'm like, what do you want? What do you want from me?
Someone from New York who just went to Texas for the first time.
Why are people so nice?
You're just fully stealing that from Roosterteeth. I know the animated adventure that's in.
What?
That bit where they walk into the restaurant and they go, hi, what can I get you? And the person's reaction is, what do you want? I've seen that one.
No, I wasn't referencing that, no.
You stole that whole bit.
I didn't mean to, because it's true. People in Sydney are just like, hi, how can I help you today? I'm your waitress. My name is, I don't know, Samantha, and here's the menu.
The Sydneyest of names.
I don't know, I thought of a name. And this is the menu. How can I help? You can just call me anytime because I'm your friend. I'm just like...
We have those people here too.
Yes.
They're called students who work at restaurants and really want tips because otherwise they'll die.
And haven't had their heart broken yet by reality. Yeah. Anyway.
They haven't had their soul crushed either by waiting work or Digimon.
So yeah, basically two things. Commission Chisai, check out our Redbubble, and then, next bit of LostinTranslationmon, Stephen Reeves, who is at Wilding64 on Twitter, made us this cute little thing with both Airdramon and Lomon on it. It was to commemorate 100 episodes, and I'm gesticulating a lot with my hands, but it's amazing, and thank you, and I will link it in the linkity-dumpity.
Isn't that also the cover we're using for this episode?
Yeah, I've put it on top because it's special, and thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yay. And next bit of LostinTranslationmon, I released an Atmon chip unboxing set for Series 3, and that is on YouTube. Next bit is that...
To be fair, I was in the room when you did it.
Oh yeah, you're playing Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I didn't say anything, I don't think.
Yeah, you didn't. You did not. I did. Also, we released our first V-Tamer episode discussion, which is covering the first volume of V-Tamer. Check that out. For Weekly Poll, we're going to have Who Wears the Pink Belt Better? Bokumon and Namon. But not Bokumon and Namon, Bokumon or Patamon. I've written a Namon there because I have no idea. I think I thought that it was going to be a different question that I wanted, if that makes sense. But yeah, so who wears the pink belt better, Bokumon or Patamon? Yeah.
The answer is Bokumon.
The Patamon's so cute.
But I've seen Patamon without it, and that's fine. But Bokumon would be really weird without it.
But this Patamon's a bit fatter.
So?
I don't know.
So what?
So, on to Obnoxious Synopsis. The first episode that we're watching this week is called, and I'm going to missay both of these words, Phantasmagoric Sakakumon, or Escape the See, I told you I would missay it. Phantasmagoric Sephirothmon. What will happen in this episode?
Are you sure these are the episodes we're seeing this next week?
Yes.
I mean, it sounds right with the names, but I don't remember I don't remember reading this out at the end of the last episode.
Oh, no, we did.
Really?
Yes, because I literally just copied it from the segment guide from episode 99.
Oh, well, I guess I was out of it.
Yeah.
Wait, am I saying the other part, or did you already say that?
I already asked you the question.
What was it?
What will happen in this episode?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I read both the names and then the question, Jay.
In this episode, Sephirothmon will be there, and they will try to escape from it, because it will turn out that somehow being outside Sephirothmon was the most dangerous place you could be. After defeating everything inside and taking away the human spirit, you've somehow made it more powerful!
Did Takuya get out? I can't remember.
Yes.
Because I know Koji did. He kind of got exploded out. But I can't remember if Takuya
Yeah, he got out with the spirit right at the end.
Oh, yeah, because they all saw Patamon. Yeah, that's right. What do you think Patamon will do this episode?
Be cute and also kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
And they'll try to shake it and be like, make us evolve! And he's like, I don't know how!
Baby Power 3? Do you think anything will annoy you in this episode?
I mean, I don't know if you picked it up, but if Sephirothmon is in any way a threat now that they're outside it, all its powers where you're inside and it makes a place where you're going to lose against the guys it throws at you. That's its power. If you're outside and suddenly it's so much stronger, that asks very important questions like, why didn't they just start all the good guys outside so it would kill them there? Why would Mercurymon put himself at risk like this if it wasn't most powerful inside? That sort of thing. It would be interesting if the escape in the name was actually Sephirothmon trying to get away, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, the thing is, all the areas have been defeated and are now darkened.
Which means somehow Sephirothmon is stronger than ever. I don't know.
I see your point. Do you think it'll be a good episode?
No.
What rating?
5.
Filler or not filler?
Not filler.
The second episode that we're watching this week is called Oh Brother, Who Art Thou? Or Soaring, Warrior of Darkness Velgmon. What will happen this episode?
I think Duskmon evolves into something called Velgmon. Also, it will be a weird question of... So, I guess it's Koji's, twin brother, who was chasing him, and then it didn't work out, and then he became a legendary warrior somehow, who's just been evolved forever. We might find out a little bit of what's going on with Duskmon, is what I'm trying to say.
Koji has mentioned being an only child before.
He thinks he's an only child, because... the writers are trying to misdirect you. Basically, I'm thinking his mom died beforehand, so we're not going to see any of that stuff. His dad might not have talked about it. Maybe there was a split at birth thing, or maybe because he does know the other guy did know him. I don't think they're clones. I don't think it's since there were two Takuyas. I think what they're trying to make you think is there's two Kojis, but I think that they're literally brothers. Right.
Do you think anything will annoy you in this episode?
I can't think of anything that would, unless there's something really annoying about... No. If they do... You know what will annoy me? Me having to remember seeing the Koji clone through the hologram that projected out of Duskmon for no reason. I have to remember that every time I look at them now.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
It's tainted forever.
Yeah.
Because the only reason they are wherever they are in this episode is because that happened. Otherwise, Koji would have just won because he was never going to get distracted, and Duskmon would have died. And then the whole thing would have been solved. That was plot necessary, and it was stupid.
So why do you think that his brother is in the digital world? How do you think he got there? We saw him fall down the stairs.
Yeah, I think that was when, Koji went down the elevator and then went to the train. I think that he went down the stairs all the way, and it was probably a really long way down the stairs, and then he just ends up in the train station as well, and then walks out of there, because you don't need to take a train out.
So what do you think happened to him when he fell down the stairs? Do you think he just got back up again?
I think he got amnesia.
Ah, okay.
Because that's why he didn't remember who Koji was.
So you think he then went to the bottommost train station, which took them to the digital world?
I think he somehow got down there. He has amnesia. And he goes, "Oh, where am?" Or no, maybe you know what? I think he might have just woken up in the digital world after getting amnesia, and then they found him, and he got the spirit of darkness, and they're like, "Ooh, you're one of us now, Koji's brother. You've always been one of us."
Do you think it'll be a good episode?
No.
What rating?
6.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Filler or not filler?
Not filler.
All right. So, do you have any other predictions?
No, let's just go.
Onto the show. Onto the show. Onto the show. Episode 29 starts off with the children wondering what will happen next. And everybody's looking, and Patamon's looking too, and they're all pretty amazed by Patamon being born. And Patamon, I think, gets a bit scared and flies back to Bokumon, backwards, and says, "Daddy, Mummy," and it's in both versions. It's really cute. Bokumon's happy that he thinks of him both as the mother and the father, and Patamon's hungry, and they say, "Oh, we don't have any food." And Patamon's like, "I'll deal with it then." And they all say that he's a good kid and isn't like Bokumon at all by saying the apple did fall far from the tree. I'm like, oh, sick burns. In the dub, it says that they say that he sure doesn't have Bokumon's genes. And Patamon still calls Bokumon Papa Mama, which is really cute and I love it.
They seem to be confused because, sometimes they commit to that and then sometimes they're like, which one are you again? Because they can't have both, right? They can't translate it one way, but also want to sort of steer away from it. Mm. But they try. It's not consistent.
Yeah, because I think it's in the next episode where they say, "So are you the papa?" I think.
Yeah, Naemon says that.
But in the original, it's consistent. The children finally wonder where Koji went after, a whole episode of who cares about Koji?
I wouldn't care either.
He ran off into the distance last time, but let's focus on the main character, Takuya.
And now he's making weird noises while he runs.
Yeah, duh, duh.
No, I think it's his legs, and it's but it doesn't sound like legs moving. It sounds like I think it was like a fan running,
yeah,
or something stupid. I don't know. I would have to hear it again. I've just written down that it's a weird noise.
So Sephirothmon starts to pulse because it's spoopy,
and Pokemon's like, hide in here, Patamon. And Patamon's like, I can't fit in there.
Yeah. And also, back to Koji and Duskmon.
No, wait, it's big lies. He can totally fit in there.
In the dub, Koji's wondering if what he saw was real about his brother, who we know. I guess we can start calling him Koichi now because we know his name, which is great because
why have I heard that name before? I'm sure it's come up in letters and stuff.
People might have either accidentally spoiled things or might have misspelt Koji.
Because once they say Koichi, I know I've seen that name somewhere before.
Do you want to know why his name is stupid but also kind of a pun?
Well, it looks like it's just it's probably just another way to pronounce the same way you spell Koji.
So it's Koichi, Ichi is one, Koji, G is another way to say two, as in ni.
Oh.
So it's Ko 1 and Ko 2.
But that's weird because Koji's the main one. You'd think that would be the other way around.
Maybe Koichi was first.
Maybe. I'll talk about his backstory next time.
I'm not sure this is something that's done frequently in Japan, but they kind of did name their kids 1 and 2.
That's alright. Ippo's name is 1.
It's okay.
Ippo's name is Step.
One of them actually got a father, sort of. The other one was just shipped off with the grandma.
They both have a dad.
Yeah, it's the same dad. The dad just kind of left.
Yes.
But anyway, I just found that as a cute little bit of trivia.
Did Koji think his grandma was dead?
I don't know. I'm not. Maybe it's said. I don't know.
Because I have it written down, and I'll explain more in detail later. But I have it written down. I bet they never explain this, and I don't mean they don't explain who he is because they explain who he is. But I mean, there's enough inconsistencies there, and there's enough things that ask questions. I bet they're like, no, that's good enough, and they just clean their hands with the whole thing.
I think they actually do explain it, but I can't actually super remember, so I'm worried now.
Can't have been that good.
So Sephirothmon gets smaller, and then thanks to children, then he changes shape, and he's able to use their attacks more now, and then the dub actually makes a funny joke.
This is exactly what I said I would be upset about in the synopsis.
No, I think it's 100. It's explained better, but anyway.
What do you mean it's not explained better at all?
So I'll just say the joke that I was saying was actually pretty funny. JP says, "Hey, he stole my thunder."
It's alright.
It's actually really funny.
So this is exactly what I complained about, where they beat the human spirit, and all of a sudden that made Sephirothmon stronger.
It was all according to Keikaku. He used their data that he was getting from when they were fighting the Digimon inside them. That's why they were all, they all looked very happy once they died. They were all very easy to beat.
I could accept that for almost everyone, except how Takuya killed him and took his spirit when he was clearly meant to die there. There was no way he could have planned for that to lose because he had overwhelming power in that fight until something totally out of left field showed up.
I think that might have not necessarily been his plan, but I feel like he still got what he wanted.
But he says it was his plan when he goes, but I sacrificed my human spirit. I'm like, there's no way he knew that would happen.
Okay, that may be true, but I just like to have faith in this show sometimes.
But there's nothing to have faith in. He could not have possibly known when he's... A, he put himself into a place where he was unbeatable, and then B, he had killed Takuya, and the only thing that saved him was something that had never existed before, and no one had ever seen, and no one could have predicted. That was the only thing that saved him. So there's no way that was in his plan that he would lose that fight. And that somehow made him stronger.
Maybe.
And I don't mean to say that, like, it incidentally made him stronger. He says, I intentionally sacrificed this, and it made me stronger.
Okay, so
which is nonsense, because how could that make him stronger?
Okay, so it's... that part doesn't make sense, but all the other parts is fine, you're right. The Takuya one is the only one that really I have questions about, you're right.
Yeah, like, I'll generally accept that, like, yeah, he put them in each thing, and in the event that they didn't die inside, because obviously the initial plan was that they would die inside, but in the event they didn't die inside, he'd have their powers and he'd be able to beat them. That's totally fine. But I don't want him lying to me. I don't want the show lying to me, but like, yeah, I planned all of this. I'm such a mastermind.
Yeah, okay, I see your point.
And there's no suggestion whatsoever that he's lying to them.
It's actually a fine plan if you don't think about it.
All plans are fine if you don't think about them.
So Takuya evolves, and in the dub before the evolution, for some reason we get a clip of him looking at Seraphimon symbol on his detector, just like it was when he first evolved, so I'm not sure why they edited that in. They seem to be doing that a lot in the dub.
Can we quickly establish that if my parents were pronouncing it, it would be Takuwa?
Oh.
This is a callback to a time we were in Japan. My parents called it Shibua.
Shibua, yeah. And
let's go to Shibua.
Anyway, so another thing I noticed in the dub is that Takuya keeps on saying, execute now, when he goes to double spirit evolve, which I don't know why he says execute now, but he does. Junpei asks Patamon if they can double spirit evolve too, and Bokumon explains that he doesn't have any more of Seraphimon's power, and Nemon says, no more miracles.
So I think the distinction was in the Japanese, it was like he's run out. He's used it all. Yeah. He doesn't have it anymore. Whereas in the English, it was okay. In Japanese, it's Patamon just doesn't have the power. Doesn't have that power. It's not within him. He's a Patamon now. Yeah. Whereas in English, it's all used up. Oh, no. It doesn't exist anymore because he's used it all.
Oh no, I remember what Nemon says. In the original, he says no more miracles, but in the dub, he says that it's like a battery. Yeah. Yeah. And Patamon looks sad and flies back onto Bokumon's head. It's really cute. Tomoki says they have to show Patamon how cool they are. Aww. It's so cute. In the dub, Tommy says how the three of them have enough power to handle this.
So why can Takuya double spirit evolve at will now? Because
he has the power now.
You would think... Oh, so you think the power is just sitting inside him now? It doesn't get expended in any way?
It's in his detector now. He's able to use it.
Okay.
It's not like... It wasn't a one-off thing.
It's like a switch got flicked.
Yeah, it's like in Adventure when they got the arrow through the chest.
Oh, that was the dumbest. I forgot about that. That sucked.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was talking to somebody. Was it maybe Mitch? Who's like, maybe it wasn't Mitch, but it was like, yeah, as a kid, and like the arrow through the chest. That was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, it's not the coolest thing ever.
I still think it's the coolest thing ever.
It's not cool at all.
I mean,
so stupid.
I feel like
the prophecies in that episode.
I feel like a lot of the other evolutions, like the coolest evolution ever for me, is always Ruki and Tsukuyamon. Because you know they unite and they jump off into the pit to death, and then they evolve. I think that's cool.
That's a good thing they didn't die.
Yeah, it's a good thing they didn't die. Anyway, so back to Frontier for now, unfortunately. Then, so Sephirothmon is using the attacks against them and says that through each battle that took place inside of him, he was able to get the data, and that was his true plan the whole time. Blitzmon says the original attacks are stronger. We're not sure how he got this information, but that's what he thinks.
Who said that, sorry?
Blitzmon.
Well, he's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong.
So he doesn't have that information.
I know,
he's wrong.
I know, but I don't know why he would have that assumption, I mean.
Well, because he's hopeful. Like, this is when I'm willing to defend the character just being stupid.
Yeah. But I like to think that Junpei is like the smart one. I feel like...
Why would you think that?
Because we've shown him to be... He's smarter than the other ones.
No, he's good at making plans. That doesn't mean he's got good impulses.
I know, I feel like...
His impulses suck. Remember when he tried to kiss Zoe? That was stupid.
Yeah. And then Takuya says that maybe the counterattacks are stronger. Because Sephirothmon keeps countering their attacks. In the dub, he doesn't say counterattack, he says reflection. So he's using that... that is a mirror, and he's using that as a reference in the dub.
Which makes no sense given how the fight ends.
Yeah, and also he's not a mirror anymore. Like, he's not actually reflecting it, he's just countering them with his own attacks.
But that said, all things consided, this is a really crap version of the mirror shield.
Yes.
Like, yeah, he can generate them on his own, but he doesn't.
Have you noticed that Mercurymon only used that mirror shield, like, once?
Use it like 3 times.
I know, but I feel like...
Use it against
Agumon?
Use it against Burning Greymon, and he used it against the big Cherubimon. He killed him with it.
I know, I'm just saying, I feel like if I had that attack, I would use it a lot more than just 3 times.
Well, yeah, but he was never around.
No, in that episode where they all had... they said, I summon upon the wind and the ice and the plot.
You can't reflect the weather, man.
No, but when they were attacking him, he just kind of stood there. He didn't try to use his shield.
Also, it occurs to me they've never ever tried to control the weather ever again, so I guess...
I told you it was...
I guess given that, I have to probably concede that he was sensing it. But that makes that episode so much stupider.
Yes, I know. That's why I said it was a plot convenience.
It makes it so much stupider.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It's really stupid. That's why I said I hate that this is what I think is happening. He's not summoning it. He's predicting it, which is just so convenient. It's stupid, but I think we went on for long enough about that last time. We even had a weekly poll about it.
We're never going to be over it.
It's annoying. Bokumon says that fighting will just make the others tired, and Aemon says that Sephirothmon is smart. In the dub...
I wish there was something we could do to help them. I wish I had a sandwich!
I want a sandwich.
I know, but I don't know why this was... I feel like Naemon is comedic relief in both versions, but I feel like the dub sufficiently dumbed him down.
He was always really dumb. So here's the thing, right? I think I can describe the next 5 minutes of animation very simply. Every kid throws their attack at Sephirothmon, and he reflects it back at them, and then everyone goes, oh my god, he reflected your attack.
Yep.
Well, it's my turn.
Yep. No, this bit is stupid, and they keep on doing that.
Every single one of them.
And they said, let's attack at the same time. And they were able to do it.
Moderately intelligent, but it doesn't work. And it doesn't work for a reason that ruins the solution later, which is that he can just sort of spin around and shoot all their attacks in all directions. Now, my very, very simple question for you is why do they all just stand there while he pelts them with attacks? Now, I understand they eventually come to the solution we should run away, but they have 2 modes in like literally 5 to 7 minutes of animation, which is stand perfectly still or stand perfectly still and throw an attack,
Jay,
which they know will get reflected
But I have a very important question.
What is it?
Does that mean Sephirothmon can do the love tap attack?
Did she do it?
She did. She always does it whenever she shows up.
She didn't do it to Randomon?
That's unfortunate. I wanted Sephirothmon to try to do the love...
Because I thought, like, Blizzardmon's axes, you can't replicate that because that's not energy. So, like, if you want to... I thought, like, their solution would be, I'm going to punch him because you can't replicate a punch. He doesn't have arms.
That'd have been clever. No,
that would have been something.
No, I would have liked that.
Because they should have been like, oh, right, we are Digimon, we are strong in ways other than shooting stuff, right? We can be clever about it. The solution, it turns out, is something you didn't see because they didn't let you see it, and then the character works it out because the writers always knew it and just were waiting for you.
Oh, look, I think the solution is fine, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
The solution also is nonsense.
So,
the solution would have been beaten if you had a mirror shield.
So then he's about to use Aldermon's attack and aim it at the other children, and this is after him reversing their attacks and using the teammates' attacks against the other teammates. And Aldermon jumps in the way of his own attack, and I really like this part. I'm like, oh, he cares.
You know what's really dumb about, like, pretty much all of Digimon? Is that in the episode something evolves, boy, do they instantly win, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I evolved, I win, we're done. I'm the strongest. You see how I'm the strongest? Because I'm new and I'm great, right? And the next episode, you see what a big chump they are.
Beowulfmon didn't win.
I mean...
But he won, but, like, he didn't defeat an enemy.
Beowulfmon only didn't win because he saw the weird spirit thing.
Yeah, because the plot is involved.
But like, you were shown how crazy strong he was. And honestly, Beowulfmon is, like, one of the guys who this doesn't apply to. But it happens a lot.
Oh, yeah, and they're the immediately strongest thing, but then the next episode, they're just kind of just okay.
Like, Aldermon here gets chumped out immediately, having only just showed up the other episode. We've got, I'm just thinking, like, Saint Gargomon, I'm pretty sure. Like, the next fight he's in, after his evolution episode, he gets completely murdered.
Well, Sakuyamon was always strong.
Probably.
Yeah, well, I don't think Dukemon really won. Dukemon just kind of scared away Beelzemon, didn't he?
Yeah, and then like the next fight he's in, he gets beaten up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying with Digimon it happens really quickly
Oh, no, it
because
does.
there are so many levels to get to. They don't have time to show you that this thing is progressively strong. Mm-hmm. Digimon's bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it's not.
It's pretty bad.
Borgmon suggests they run away, so they do, and Sephirothmon surrounds them, and then...
Like a big, weird green donut.
And then they keep on trying to run away, and he keeps changing shape, which I like. I like that he can change shape.
Can I cover the way you told that story?
What?
Because it's as stupid in the episode as when you tell it, which is he surrounds them. They
what
run
happened.
away. How did they run away if he surrounded them? Oh, they snuck through the little gaps in him. So what was he doing?
Yeah.
He just watches them go. The moment he surrounds them, he should be filling them with like lightning and snow and whatever. But no, he's just a donut, and he's like, "No, come back."
Aww, go you guys. And then he, Indiana Joneses them, and he becomes the ball.
And then he becomes a caterpillar.
Yeah, and it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So they go into a cave, and the cave goes dark, and Sephirothmon is there because, of course, he is. He followed them, duh. And he keeps appearing and disappearing and then reappearing. And Tomoki, Izumi, and Junpei remember being scared of the dark. And they all start attacking each other in fear. And Tomoki hits Patamon with his hands, so now we have to destroy Tomoki. Because he hurt my son. They all start attacking behind them, and Takuya gets upset and tells them to calm down.
Did you get the sense that he'd like stolen Duskmon's darkness powers? Because
No.
Duskmon was inside him as well?
Ah.
Like, it's not true. But he does have a new power. He's not just... It's not... Okay, so initially I just thought he was turning... Because he glows, right? I thought he was just turning the light off so they couldn't see him. He's very clearly just becoming invisible.
Yes.
Why didn't he use this outside the cave?
Because the plot didn't say him to.
Well, when you say that, that means I'm right,
Okay,
you know?
so I think it's because he's not actually becoming invisible. I think he's just...
becoming invisible.
I feel like he's just using the darkness, and it could just be using Duskmon's ability.
Okay, but you're looking at him, and then he's gone, and you can see the rocks that were behind him now. It's not so dark you can't... It's not just blackness.
Okay.
You can see the details that were behind him.
Okay, I think it's to look good thematically, so it actually...
He's invisible.
Okay, he might be invisible, but I think that's silly. If he is invisible.
Well, I mean, it is silly. It's stupid. We get a flashback of Tommy being afraid of the dark
Yeah.
and maybe peeing himself.
Yeah. But, Takuya tells them to calm down, and they all basically said they're insecure because, they can't spirit evolve. It's, well, you didn't have anything to be scared of because you can double spirit evolve. We can't. And I like this because we've never seen, characters besides, I guess, Takeru not being strong enough and saying, oh, you can evolve further than me, so you have nothing to be afraid of, but I can't do that. We haven't seen that much.
It sounds kind of familiar.
Takeru has it when he has
no, we
Patamon.
have. It's Rika and Renamon. I want Renamon to evolve. She's not doing it.
But she doesn't want to evolve because...
She doesn't want to evolve to catch up to someone.
Yeah, because she's
already wanted it.
Yeah, she's already the strongest. Renamon was already stronger than everyone else because she was absorbing all the Digimon's data. I'm saying she's not wanting to be on the same power level because the others are. She's mainly doing it because she wants to be able to evolve.
I guess. The problem is that this isn't an interesting story point. This is a contrived, stupid thing that has derived out of them being kind of scared of the dark. That's really... and they're doing it while they know they're fighting for their lives against this thing. So why? What are they doing?
I don't know.
It's totally
It's
unexplainable.
okay, they're following the script. It's alright.
Also, they're not beast evolved for some reason.
So they all start attacking Eldamon also.
Yeah, I know. It's the stupidest.
Which makes no sense. And Sephirothmon's like, yes, my plan of making them turn against each other. That wasn't your plan. I thought your plan was to destroy them, not for them to destroy themselves.
If his plan was to kill them, he would never have ever shown back up. He would have just waited. He would have just, curled up in the doorway so they couldn't get back and just waited until they all died.
Oh, that's dark.
Well, yeah, it was dark in there,
Yeah.
Not like there's a fire Digimon in there who could have lit the place up or anything.
Yeah, but we know that he doesn't actually... remember that time he was trying to light a fire with, the twigs?
No?
There's this... And I have a screenshot of this from early in the show. And he's just using
Was
twigs
this
to light a
Takuya?
fire. Yeah.
That doesn't count.
It does.
He's currently a fire Digimon.
I know, I'm just saying he could
If
have
he
evolved.
throws any of his attacks, you'd be able to see everything in the place.
Okay, that too. So Aldemon tells them to close their eyes and for them to listen and to say that you're not alone because you have friends.
No, you can't be scared of the dark if you can't see the dark.
Yeah, just close your eyes. It's not going to put you in the dark anymore. You'll be able to see the light if you close your eyes, right?
The darkness doesn't know you're there if it can't see you.
They combine their attacks as one, and this is sort of... Aldemon gets this idea because when Tomoki and Izumi are fighting as the spirits, their attacks sort of combine in front of him, and he sees that, and I like that.
Did we not talk about what their flashbacks all were? I mentioned Tommy's.
Oh, yes.
But I just want to quickly say, Zoe's was just her getting a book from school, and it's dark, and it's after hours or whatever. I don't know how she got in there. Usually schools are closed, but whatever. And she's kind of scared. That doesn't matter. What does matter is that Junpei, first of all, his light just flickers. I don't know, he's scared of that.
I think it's a blackout.
Then he looks outside, and there's legitimately a monster out there.
There's a demon
outside. He has
outside.
the most good reason to be scared, as like these demon eyes, which are glowing, open up like 2 feet away from his window. I would be scared too if I was him. Okay, so we'll move forward.
Yeah, I think that's just his imagination. I feel like that's because he doesn't like.
What do you mean?
Storms.
There is no suggestion that's his imagination.
Well, it is a bit silly. I don't think it's a real monster.
Well, neither is Sephirothmon. He's not a real monster either.
He's not an Arvil monster?
Anyway, so here she looks kind of like he could be. So, you get...
But they combine their attacks, and Sephirothmon isn't able to counter them because they're new attacks.
But I want to touch on this. So there's the fairy wind thing, which is mixed with like lightning, which somehow makes it stronger. And then there's the fairy wind mixed with what's the other option here? With like fire.
With the ice.
Fire, you've seen.
And lightning.
Mixed with the ice. Yeah. Okay. And then what's next? Right. Okay. Borgmon shoots lightning. And then Chuckmon rides it, and that makes it stronger.
Yep.
He doesn't put an attack into it. He just rides the lightning with his skis.
Jay, this is an exceptionally scientific show, and I would respect it if you didn't insult science, Jay.
What is it about the skiing on lightning move?
That doesn't make sense, Jay.
That Sephirothmon hasn't seen already.
It hasn't seen that
What property about the lightning makes
the polar bear.
What property about the lightning makes it not the same lightning that he always shoots?
The polar bear. It doesn't have a polar bear on it. Everything
it doesn't even have the polar bear on it when it hits him.
It had a polar bear. It had, like, essence of polar bear.
And from all 3 of these things, it didn't matter if he'd absorbed their attacks when they were inside, if he had his mirror shield, but he said it was his plan to sacrifice his strongest defense here.
No, losing his human spirit did cost him this, but I feel like he lost it, and I know that they wrote it in that it was his plan, but clearly the writer just wanted him to not have the mirror shield, because the mirror shield would be able to fix all of this.
This would be like if Ned Kelly said, haha, it was my plan to lose my armor, and then get shot in the face.
Ned Kelly pulling out the
Australian references. If you want to know who Ned Kelly is, just think of like an Old West bandit, except he learned the deep secrets of medieval plate armor.
Also, he was like 13 or something.
Was he? I didn't know.
I feel like
He's
he
a
was
big
a
full
child.
beard. What are you talking about?
I feel like he was like 15. I feel like he was fairly young.
I think he might have started at 15.
I feel like he was very young.
Point is, he had a big, stupid, recognizable helmet, and for whatever reason, he's an Australian hero, even though he's like a criminal.
Yeah.
Because, Australia, land of the convicts. We just look up to like the most creative criminals.
Yeah, like, oh, he had a nice hat.
Boy, did he.
I guess because he's like our Robin Hood, kind of.
Was he? I didn't think he gave to the poor. I thought he just took.
He gave to himself.
And he was poor? I don't know.
So, Aldemon says it must be scary to be alone, like, take that, Sephirothmon. And then he just moves to the side to dodge all the attacks, which makes no sense. Like, I feel like Sephirothmon has been told that he's clever. Like, Nemon said, oh, he's clever. So, Sephirothmon doesn't have the intelligence to just move his attack slightly to the left.
No, not at all.
Because Aldemon's like dodged, moves head to the side the exact same way. I feel like Sephirothmon... Nor
did he have the intelligence to attack them when they were all scared of the dark, nor did he have the intelligence to attack them between their attacks, or
their
do
evolutions.
anything, even... Also, if Aldemon can move his head to the left and avoid an attack, maybe Sephirothmon could have moved himself to the side to avoid an attack.
He could have changed his shape.
Or he could have shot lightning at that lightning and, cancelled it out or something. I don't know.
How come he only changed his like, shape for like 3 minutes when they had a chase scene, and he doesn't actually change his shape at all. What?
I get to say it.
What do you get to say?
It's in the script, May. It was in the script.
Well done. I know you've just been wanting to say that for so long.
Does it make you feel better knowing that the
Yes.
stupidity because it was just because it was in the script?
The script helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, it's most functional as a pillow, and even then it's not so good.
It's a very comfy pillow.
No, it's not. It's lumpy and bad.
Aldemon then sees Sephirothmon's core. In the dub, he says that this must be where all the data is stored, and Aldemon is able to defeat him and scan him. Cherubimon is watching and says it's time to break the seal. In the dub, he just says that Sakakumon is the last warrior, which is wrong, because Duskmon.
I have a quick question for
Yo.
you. If we record... In fact, two things. First of all, Sephirothmon's size is totally fluctuating, right?
Yes, but that's because he can change his shape, so that's fine.
The circles also
Yes.
change sizes? Second of all,
Because they were inside him, he was a building.
do you recall why it was that none of the kids tried to kill Sephirothmon when everyone else was still inside him? Or why they couldn't do anything?
Because he has very thick skin, and it's hard to get from the outside and the inside.
No.
It's like
he
that
has
thing in the...
force fields. Remember, he has like shield force
yeah.
fields that repel attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember those?
Yeah, they don't
the
use them
writers
anymore.
don't.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I did not even remember them. No, that's terrible.
I forgot until right now.
Also, Beowulfmon's still running because we can't forget about the other main character. What do you think of this episode as someone who is new to
Bad.
Digimon?
It's a bad episode. It's bad.
Do you have any other thoughts or just bad?
It's really bad. It's especially bad because you know what? I have not had a really good time predicting stuff in Obnoxious Synopsis this time around with Frontier because it's so badly written. But I called this.
Yeah.
I called this exact.
See, I thought you would have liked this. Like, oh no, this they explain it enough, but you're right, they don't. I really like this episode. And as for the rating, I gave it a 7.5, which after discussing it, I don't think it deserves. I think I'm going to give it a 6.
This is if I was not generous, I'd give it a 4, and I don't feel generous. It gets a 4. It gets a 4 specifically for like the 5 minutes of I'll attack. Oh, it didn't work. No, okay, I'll attack. Oh, it didn't work. Guys, he's reflecting our attacks. What are we gonna do? Oh, I know.
Attack again.
I'll attack.
Yeah. So it's a 7.5 if you don't think about it. But it's,
Come on.
no, because if you don't think about it, like I honestly thought, like, oh, this is a good episode. They explain it well. They explain why
No, they don't.
they were inside, why he sacrificed his human spirit. That all
Didn't
makes
explain
sense.
ever why he sacrificed his human spirit.
But I took them at their word, and yeah, if you don't think about it, if you don't want explanations, it's a good episode. But if you actually think about it, no, it has problems, and I'm really sad because I really enjoyed watching this episode.
You know, Paul Blart Mall Cop's really good if you don't think about it.
I haven't even seen that movie yet.
Also, Citizen Kane's really bad if you don't think about it, actually.
I haven't seen either of those movies, so...
Citizen Kane's really good, but it's a very cerebral movie.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know. I actually doubt it. Could
It's
be
a good
though.
movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one,
I've
it's
heard
one
it's
of the
a good
best of all
movie.
time. Like it was definitely one of the best of its time. I think we've done a lot with cinema since, but it's one of those things I
Yep.
think where you have to, and like it's also just very good, but you have to consider it in the context that it was in. Video games are especially like this,
Yep.
where you have to go like, this was amazing at the time, and thus I appreciate it. But now, it's nothing.
How did this episode compare to what you thought in Obnoxious
I
Synopsis?
called it. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, you said you'd give it a 5.
Well, I said if I wasn't being generous, and if I was being generous, I'd give it a 5. But I don't feel like it.
Okay. And what was the major difference that you noticed? Because there weren't that many differences.
Okay, I'll tell you.
I guess the thing about the using the power, but that's...
No, I'll tell you. My favorite one.
Yeah?
Okay, they're talking, and it's right at the end when they're like, we'll defeat you. I think it just cuts back and forward in the Japanese. Like, they're not saying anything, but hey, Sephirothmon doesn't have a mouth.
Oh, no.
So when you cut to Sephirothmon, he goes, I can't lose! And they cut back and they say something, and he goes, to the likes of you! And they cut back to the kids. And they cut back to Sephirothmon, and he goes, I am superior!
I think in the original, he may have been saying the attack names, maybe?
No, but he wasn't attacking.
I thought this when he was using the attacks at the end.
No, this is when he's just about to die.
Oh, no, he's not saying anything. I think he's just generally upset.
Yeah. So like it's cutting back and forth, and it's almost like he's saying one sentence, but there's this weird pause as it moves back to the kids, and then it cuts back, and then it's like he continued the sentence, like he was waiting, and it's just so awkward. I'd actually recommend you go and look at that part again because it's so odd.
Yeah, no, I probably will. I don't like awkwardness in my Digimon.
I can't lose.
I won't let
to the
you.
likes of you. I'm superior.
Yeah, Oikawa and Sephirothmon are my new best friends. I think that Oikawa, Beast Spirit evolves to Sephirothmon.
Oh, Jesus.
Episode 30 starts off with Beowulfmon still running to find Duskmon. 2 episodes later,
This isn't gonna get old at all.
this is still what he's doing, and he goes into a cave, and Duskmon asks him who he is and why he causes him unrest. Duskmon says that it's fate, and says they have to fight because they're opposites, which I kind of like, and then they see each other, like, inside each other again, and then they fall back.
It's like a big yin-yang thing or something.
Yeah.
So I will mention this now because I'm going to forget it later. It is not right now. It is later in the episode. I believe it is after the evolution. But Koji says, Duskmon, just who are you to me?
Duskmon, you're my friend.
Just who are you to me? What is your who are you and how do I understand you? You tell me how I understand you and what you are to me.
Yeah, okay, no, okay, I see your point. Yes, you're right.
English is bad.
So Beowulfmon, yeah, they fall back. Then the other children are trying to find Koji, and in the dub, JP says that Koji's probably happy being alone, and the children say that they'll just choose any random direction to run in, as opposed to they're actually thinking, hey, which direction could he be in? Then we see that Beowulfmon and Duskmon fall down a hole and they continue to fight. Back to the other kids, Fairymon and Blitzmon are flying. Patamon is the best because he can sense Koji, so it's his useful now.
I think in the English version, it's Patamon who picks the random direction and they all just follow him.
Yeah, but I feel like in the original it means more like he's sensing them rather than...
No, I don't mean that when he says, oh, the light boy's this way. That's two different things. When you say, in the Japanese, they say, oh, we'll just go in a random direction.
Yeah.
It's Patamon who says, we're going to go in a random direction. I'm going to go this way. And he just does it.
Yeah, but
And
I
they
feel
follow
like
him.
in the original they're doing it with more like purpose, and they are actually trying to deduce which way is the better way to go.
Yeah, Patamon doesn't. He's just like, I'm going this way.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm going this way. So then Patamon is able to sense him because it's really bright.
Light boy's this way.
Yeah. In the dub, he says, "Light boy's this way." I'm like, "Light boy? Does he mean Koji?"
No, he means TK.
Yeah. And then in the dub, Patamon says, "The light boy, buddy." I was like, why is everyone talking like Takuya in that one episode?
Buddy.
Bring on the beef, baby. Bokumon says he has mysterious knowledge from being an angel, and he's also a kid, so he knows things. And
also, he's my kid, so of
Yeah.
course he'd have special powers.
Yeah. Then the other kids walk off while he's talking, and it's pretty rude. In the dub, he says,
Beans, they've gone off without us again.
Did you say they have beans? Ooh, beans would be really good right now.
I thought that it said fiends, and
Beans.
then Neomon misheard him, which was funnier.
I know, I thought it's, oh, beans. Because he's English now, apparently. Oh,
I
beans.
thought he called them all fiends, and he's like, oh, beans. Both of those are possible.
Both of them are funny.
Yeah.
But, oh, beans would be really good right now. Cherubimon's laughing and watching Duskmon and sees the kids and says that he has to stop them. Patamon is making silly noises as he flies and he's slow. Izumi offers to carry him because they're all pretty upset at how slow he's moving.
So can I paraphrase Cherubimon here?
Yeah.
I have to stop them, but I will definitely not kill them. Though I could, I choose not to, for reasons that are my own.
Not the scripts. Definitely not the scripts.
Oh, this show sucks.
Patamon declines. In the dub, he says because he's declining because flying is fun. Then he gets scared and flies into Bokumon's belt, even though he says he couldn't fit.
When you say decline, what do you mean?
He declines the offer of Izumi carrying him.
I'm pretty sure you just said declines with no context.
No, I said the Izumi offers, and then you said the thing about
Okay.
about Cherubimon's thing.
Right,
No.
that makes sense.
So he gets scared and flies into Bokumon's belt, even though he said previously that he couldn't fit there. He can now.
In English, rather than it just being, hey, you look like you're struggling up there flying the whole way.
Yeah.
Because he's waddling at the same time, which is adorable. In the English, they're all like, God, you're so slow. And they're just paying him out for being really slow.
Then, so he says that something is coming. In the dub, he says that a bad thing is coming. So he's a bit less vague. He's a bit more descriptive.
It's pretty vague.
Dark pillars start falling from the sky, and
You mean Dark Towers?
I would have thought that Cherubimon would have actually tried to, maybe land them on the kids and not just trap them.
I mean, yeah, because they land in like a perfect circle around the kids, which implies that he has great aim to have done this on purpose.
Yeah, but if you were Cherubimon, wouldn't you want to kill the children?
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
Like, the bad guys in Digimon don't really actually try to kill the kids that much.
The thing is, often they're not given the opportunity. Like, Edamon's a great example, who just chased them around forever because he tried to find them. And Devimon, who I guess his plan was, I don't know if I can take them when they're all together, so I'll split them up first, and then I'm busy. Okay, here's the thing. Most of the time, Digimon are busy doing other things if they're bad guys, right? They have another plan they're going about at a different time, and the kid's trying to chase them or whatever. It is very rare in this situation that the bad guy, clearly their only goal could be to kill these kids.
MachineDramon dropped a nuke on them, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, they escaped the house. But if they hadn't escaped, they'd be very dead.
Like, he tried hard and died soon afterwards. Generally, bad guys in Digimon fall into two categories, which is they're busy with something else, and the kids are chasing them, or they're trying to kill the kids, and the kids are successfully getting away. This is the first time I can think of in Digimon where the aim was to kill the kids, and the kids are not out of reach. And the bad guy just choose. No. Vamdemon was like that. He had the opportunity as well. I complained about that forever.
Yeah.
But these are always just the terminal cases of Digimon villains where they're just pathetic. At least Mercuriumon and Randomon, when they had the kids captive, were like, why don't we just kill them? Oh, well, here are the reasons why we're not going to do that. Because if we don't do it, then we can kill all of them at once. Why don't we kill two of them and keep one alive? Oh yeah, great idea. And that's when Koji jumped in.
Yes. No, I feel like it would be good if you just
totally
killed all of them.
reasonable.
Yeah.
And I think through that, because you could make any sort of inference where you go, oh, okay, well, obviously Cherubimon didn't want them dead because he was part of their plan in some manner. If the legendary warrior whatevers were going to kill these kids, that means they're not part of that plan going forward, and Cherubimon's just an idiot now.
Yes, he's dumb. But to trap them, like he said, I will...
Great bad guy.
Yeah, he's like, I will get rid of them. You did it. You stopped them, sort of, but you didn't really... I don't know, he should have put them in like a box if he wanted to trap them, right?
The best case scenario for this scene, as in like the thing that would make the most narrative sense and would save Cherubimon as a bad guy the most, is also one of the stupidest pieces of mental gymnastics, which is that he legitimately threw all of those things at them to kill them, but they happened to land in a big clear circle around them.
Because he wasn't actually trying to kill them then.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the thing that makes the most sense is that he did try to kill them, and he missed.
Yeah, but in a perfect shape.
Yep. That's the sort of mental gymnastics you have to do. Because anything else, if you imply at all that he planned to put them in a big ring of these, means that he's one of the dumbest bad guys of all time.
It's the same sort of thing as did he summon the weather or did he predict the weather? Is that the most likely alternative is the stupid one.
Yeah. Like, no, yeah.
And
the one that
really,
probably did happen is the stupidest version
And the best one is, like, you have to really sort of, like, assume that some things happened.
Look, while we're on the topic right now, at the end of this episode, Cherubimon captures Beowulfmon, but he has him totally under his power. Why doesn't he kill him?
Maybe he doesn't want to kill anyone.
Why
Maybe
not?
He's lovely. He's a bunny.
But the legendary warriors that were working for him were going to kill them, which means that they had instructions to kill them.
Yeah. Cherubimon is...
So he wants these kids dead, and he has no motivation like Piedmon to keep them alive for any longer than they needs to, because he's not interested in them.
Yeah, because Piedmon at least said, well, I like keychains, and I really don't need to kill them.
He wanted it to be a show, he wanted it to be
fun.
fun. That's his character, and you knew that was a flaw that he had. Cherubimon, we know, is some kind of weird evil dictator who these kids are an inconvenience.
Like, yeah, honestly, the Dark Masters were probably the most threatening of any Digimon villain.
They were the most threatening, and they had the best reasons for failing.
Yes.
Every single one of them had a character reason why they lost, except for like MachineDramon. But he was just beaten in a straight fight after trying as hard as he could to kill them.
Because he's not smart. MachineDramon's just very like, I have lots of missiles because I'm a big robot dragon, and I have all my robot dragon friends, and we're
he doesn't. Oh no, he did here too.
Megadramon,
Yeah,
Gigadramon.
I forgot about that.
And you have all my robot friends, and they're going to kill them, and that's my plan. Okay. And we didn't get any character development with him because he didn't have a character. He's just a robot. That's fine.
And so all of them failed based on either their hubris or their nature, and you totally get that. And then Edamon failed because he wasn't strong enough when he was connected to his dark network.
Yeah.
And okay, whatever. Vamdemon failed because he was the dumbest guy ever, and Apocalypse failed because he's the dumbest guy ever.
And Devimon failed because he's Disc 1 boss.
Because he's Disc 1 boss. Like, he's also a bit dumb.
Yeah, he's like the first island boss. Literally, he's the first island boss.
And then the
Davers
Davers all died because they got evolved at, I guess.
Yeah.
Phoenixmon never lost. Well, he lost.
He lost the argument.
Yeah,
he lost an argument, not an actual battle.
So you can at least respect that one to an extent. And also, the D-Reaper had no character, so you can't really address that.
It had Jury, but that wasn't a character.
Ken got converted, so that was fine.
Arukenimon and Mummymon got eaten.
Yeah.
Same with Devimon.
But they got eaten by Vamdemon because he returned, and then after that, he was the dumbest guy ever again.
At least Melomyotismon, his reason for not killing the kids was kind of like, don't really need to. I just have my own thing. I just have to get to the digital world.
No, he should have killed them.
Yeah, he should have killed them because they're on the way. And he got defeated by the hopes and dreams of children everywhere.
Oh my god. So anyway, point being, besides Vamdemon, I think this is the dumbest Digimon villain of all time.
Yeah, no, I would agree because, yeah.
Vamdemon is still the dumbest.
To be fair,
because he's had 3 shots and they were all
Cherubimon
stupid.
Originally wasn't a bad guy.
What?
Maybe that's why. He's a bad guy because he's not actually...
He doesn't have enough practice.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough practice. He's new. He's like he's the new kid in class. He's like,
no.
Hi guys, he's the new guy in the...
No, he's the evil side of this whole evolution. He's born to be evil.
Yeah, but he's not very good at it.
No, he's not, but that's just because he's a dummy.
Oh, but there is the cutest... And I'm going to show it from the intro, and I won't...
Don't! We're busy!
No.
We're busy bad-mouthing Cherubimon.
It's a picture from the new ending, which you haven't seen with the spoilers.
I saw this picture because you posted on Facebook.
They're all like... all the celestial angels are like chilling in a forest, and Cherubimon's just sitting there behind a tree, and he's like... He looks so pleased with himself. Like, I'm evil. And no, Cherubimon is not necessarily... He's either a dumb villain or a bad villain.
I will kidnap Takyak and make him make me burgers.
Make Takoyaki ding. Takuya ding.
Is that what Takuya is short for? Takuyaki?
Yes. Anyway, so... Where were we? Things were happening.
I don't know, and I don't care.
So Duskmon pins Beowulfmon, but then he sees Koji, and
what is
says
happening?
His name. It distracts him.
This happened twice in this episode, and both times it has been impactful on how the fight has gone.
Yes, and you're right from when you said this last time, is that it makes no sense that they're seeing each other. At least with in Tamers, when they could see the kids inside the Digimon, there was reason for that. There was weird D-Reaper digital weirdness. Now it makes no sense that they can see inside.
Can I tell you my favorite part of this right now?
That I'm agreeing with you?
No. It's later in the episode. I want to skip to it just a bit while we're on the topic.
Okay, let's skip to your favorite part.
When Koji sees Koichi, he goes, "Oh my god, he looks just like me."
Yeah.
He's already seen his face 3 times!
And then later on, when Orphanimon says, "Remember your life in the human world," and he says, "He's human?" Thanks, Koji. Really appreciate it. You're really letting the audience know how you feel there, my friend.
Oh my god, this show is so bad.
And no, I think I would agree with you there. Like, look, I love Frontier. If I don't think about it, it's fine.
Everything's fine if you don't think about it.
And like maybe one shouldn't think about Digimon when they're watching Digimon. They should just think they should watch it and try to enjoy it and not. I know that obviously the podcast, we're meant to dig into it and think about it, but I'm just saying if we weren't doing the podcast and I was rewatching Frontier, I would be loving it, but because I have to actively work out what's wrong with it, it's not as good as it should be.
You'd be loving this?
I feel like I enjoyed it when I watched it the first time, and that was in English, and we can say that the original version is better, in Frontier at least.
I don't know.
Bokumon and Neomon are much funnier.
I mean, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. I think this is a circumstance where maybe the English being kind of wacky gives it even a slight bit of entertainment value, which is mostly better than what the Japanese has.
Yeah.
Because... God, Frontier's bad. I don't want to say the English is better, because it's probably not, but I'm saying it might be preferable to watch.
So, anyway, Beowulfmon then pins Dustmon while he's distracted. Cherubimon attacks him, holds him, puts him into darkness, doesn't kill him because the script said, hey, no, don't do that, chill, buddy. So he then says that he will show him the true horror of darkness. In the dub, Cherubimon calls Dustmon his creation. Which
makes no sense. Well, no. And then Dustmon goes like, creation? Like he's offended? Like he's surprised?
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice sort of thing, like, oh, Cherubimon thinks of Dustmon as his creation, even though he's not. He's just, the spirit isn't actually his creation.
Well, Duskmon is arguably his creation if he convinced him to take on that spirit. But even so, it's weird that Duskmon seems surprised that he's working for Cherubimon at this stage.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I was just chilling, I was just hanging out, I was having a great time.
I had all these friends, and then they all died.
Yeah, and I killed one of them, don't know why, I just did. So the other children are trapped, they all evolve. They attack the wall, doesn't do anything. I still think it should have reflected it and back at them because it looks like an object that would reflect attacks.
Nah, Cherubimon dead, man. We're
Yeah.
sick of that.
Patamon's digging. In the dub, he says, dig, 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 dig as he dig. It's adorable.
Dig as a dig. Boop, boop, boop.
I love Patamon. And Naemon says he's playing and having fun. In the dub, Naemon says, oh, look at him, isn't he cute? I'm like, yes. I love Patamon. Patamon, Bokumon, and Naemon are my favourite characters in Frontier. Hands down.
Yeah.
Because they're the characters who I'm getting the most, like, amount of laughter out of. And that's, you know, the episodes aren't boring because Bokumon, Naemon, and Patamon are there.
If you remove them from the show, do you think it would be unwatchable?
I feel like it'd be harder to watch,
I
yes.
think it might be unwatchable.
I mean, we'd still obviously have to cover it, but I feel like we would enjoy, like, the episodes we have enjoyed, we'd enjoy less. Like, the last 2 episodes, we would have not enjoyed as much as we have if there wasn't that funny moment about, hey, how do you know his name's Beowulfmon? Silence. It's funny. It's really funny.
To be fair, they do the joke in English. It's just not quite as
Yeah,
good.
it's not. It's the same sort of music stops, and it's funny. But I feel
They
like the
never
original
do
did it
that in
better.
English, though. In any of the English versions, they never do those bits where they do the music stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting they still did it here.
Yeah, but it's such a good joke. We're still talking about it now, and
Oh, it's the best.
I feel like we're always going to remember that joke, even when
Oh,
we do.
no, it's Digimon. I'm
I know,
going to forget everything.
no, I'm just saying when we do our Frontier like summary episode, I
Do
feel
you
like
know
we'll
how
talk about
much
then.
of 02 I remember? It's not much. It's mostly nice friends you got there, Davis.
You remember hating Daisuke?
I don't even remember why anymore. I just know I hate him.
I don't remember why you hated him. I'm okay
I
with Daisuke.
know he's the worst. If someone asked me right now why Daisuke was the worst, I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you in any sort of
I
detail.
think you thought he was worse Taichi.
No, he is, for sure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to point to an example and be like, this, and this are the reasons. I know at the time I could have, but right now I can't. Even so.
You'll have to re-listen to
The hate... No,
episodes.
I'm not doing that. The hatred still burns.
Yeah. So they all decide they're going to dig a tunnel because the wall's not there. And they say, oh, isn't Patamon smart and cute and he's
Dig,
great?
dig, 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 dig.
Bokumon says that it's only expected of his child. Naemon said that that it's really good that he's not like his father. Bokumon snaps his pants. In the dub, Naemon asks if Bokumon is the mama or the papa, and Bokumon says he doesn't know.
But he
Which
does
makes
know
no
he's
sense,
both.
because in the last episode, it was stated that he is both.
And he was happy about it, so he accepted it. So he does know.
Then we get some character stuff, and the boy inside Duskmon remembers arriving at the digital world, and he sees his father and his grandma, and then he sees Koji, but they all disappear. And he says he wants everyone to notice him, because they're all his senpais. Cherubimon says that he likes darkness and loneliness that's within this boy. And
Like candy.
he offered him the spirit of darkness, and then Cherubimon gives him the beast spirit of darkness, like in present day. And he says, I'm giving you this beast spirit so you don't fear the light anymore. And it's the same in the dub, which is kind of surprising. And then he slide evolves, but upward, which I like.
It was a nice little
I like
twist.
this because he is growing wings, because he's sprouting them, because he's going to beast spirit, and he slide evolves upwards. I like this.
You're right, it's not like Shootamon should go upwards, because she has wings.
But they already both have wings. I'm just saying I like that it's different.
It is cool. It's different.
It adds kind of a little bit of drama almost to it. And I like that. So Takuya and the others rise up and hear Veldramon, like they rise up from the dirt. And in the dub, JP says it can't be a Digimon, which is stupid. And Bokumon says that anything can be a Digimon in this world.
You remember Sephirothmon? And they're like, oh yeah, that was 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Cherubimon says that it's time to create a world of darkness, and then Veldramon flies through Cherubimon because he's just a shadow, I guess, and then he says that he has to terminate the light.
Well, we should establish that Veldramon sounds all like weird and bestial. Like he's like, I'm kill. I'm angry.
Yeah, he also in the original seems a lot more like not sentient. He
Yeah.
says words, but he basically
he
says
becomes
kill.
an animal.
And he you know who he reminds me of? Leomon in Digimon Adventure. When he was being taken over by Devimon's black gears, and he was like
Yeah,
the
I don't
evil
remember
Leomon.
that. That was 2 years
Okay.
ago.
So what he did was he
No,
was
I
like,
believe you.
like, kill the children, and that's all he was saying. But in the dub, Velgemon's sort of saying, like, is talking more than that.
All work and no play makes Leomon go something.
Go crazy?
Don't mind
if I do! Old Simpsons references never get old. So then...
Oh, anything to not have to talk about Frontier.
Yeah. Veldramon then does a really, really cool attack, which is called...
Zone Deleter, in which he makes Pac-Man's evil brother. It has two eyes, and it goes wacka wacka wacka.
No, they're the Hardy Boys, Jay.
What, the Kojis?
Yeah.
Delete!
This zone must be deleted. It's broken Koji Minamoto.
It's Koichi.
Or would it be Koichi? I guess would be the broken one. Okay, yeah, it's
Broken Koichi and Brother Koji.
Brother Koji.
Oh, does he have a middle name?
I don't know.
No,
Brother Nero.
it'd be Onichan Nero.
Nichan, yeah. Well, actually, it would be the other way around. It'd be Nero Nichan.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nero Nichan and Broken Koichi.
No, the grand total of people who will get this reference is like...
It's us.
Yeah, but no, the Going Digital podcast, they actually just recently made a reference to... You should listen to that episode because it's called... And I'll get it up because it's called... The episode's called The Fine Digit Deletion.
Oh, God.
And it's, yeah... So that's the Going Digital podcast.
I'll think about it. Also, there's that one blonde guy who might be listening to the show. He'd get it.
Blonde guy?
Like Goku hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That one guy who probably doesn't listen but might.
It'd be cool if he did.
Delete!
Delete. So thank you for the maybe like 3 other people who would get that.
Send us a message if you get it. That's all I want. I want someone to be like, I get Nero Nichan.
Yeah, so I will link it to the link dump to people who want to see why wrestling makes no sense, but also makes all the sense.
I wish I could do Photoshop stuff so I could get like the spirit faces next to each other, and then like Koji has like the white streak in his hair, and Koji has like the white eyes.
Delete. He will be deleted. So yeah, the really cool attack is called Zone Deletion, and basically
Zone Deleter.
He makes a circle and it deletes it.
It's really inefficient.
Yeah, it becomes a Pac-Man, you're right. And he's
really inefficient.
He's able to escape. In the dub,
doesn't escape. He gets eaten by it. He's in the middle of it.
No, he jumps out the side.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He jumps out the mouth.
Does he?
That's why he doesn't die.
I thought he fully got deleted.
No, he jumps out the mouth.
Oh.
He's able to escape just in the
I thought that's
last
how he got
moment.
defeated, and they took his spirit.
No, his spirit wasn't taken.
Oh no, like he had to de-evolve because he was like hurt.
No, he was pushed to the side, but he wasn't attacked.
So how is he hurt?
Jumped out. Because he just got hit, I think.
By what?
No, he didn't. He
I'm
missed.
certain he got zone deleted.
No, he didn't get zone deleted.
I'm willing to watch that part again.
No, you're not.
Just so I can yell, delete!
In the dub, it's called Dark Obliteration, which is still cool, but I feel like zone deletion has more oomph. In the dub, JP wonders why it can't just be an earthquake.
Would you have marked out if he'd said final deletion?
Yes, because maybe like, it's like a reference, but in the past.
What if Matt Hardy saw Digimon and was like, that's the one?
Yeah, he models himself after his favourite Digimon season, Digimon Frontier.
Oh yeah, that's his favourite. Yep.
Yeah, getting some TNA. TNA means total non-stop action, by the way.
Oh yeah, totally. That's what it could mean anything else.
Anyway, we keep on. This keeps on becoming an accidental.
Because Frontier sucks.
Why does this keep on becoming a wrestling podcast? So yeah, Koji de-evolves, and Velgamon tells him to vanish. In the dub, Velgamon says he wants to destroy Koji and LiT. Then Koji's D-scanner falls out of his pocket because it's plot convenient.
And it shoots Velgamon in the face.
And Fanimon's voice tells him to remember the human world, and Koji says, oh, maybe he's human. Apparently. So the boy's character song plays, and I wrote the boy because I wasn't sure if we actually got a name, and it's Koichi, so his character song plays, and it's really cool. It's called With Broken Wings.
Sorry, I think his name is pronounced Koichi. I can read.
Yeah. In the dub, an original song plays, and I think it's called Darkness in My Heart from memory, because I did have it on my
I'm pretty sure it's called Butt Rock.
So
boy, is that Butt Rock.
We find out that his name is Koichi, and he has a grandmother, and she's dying, and in her last dying breath, she says that he has a brother. In the dub, she says that he has a brother, and then she says that you must find him.
That's a bit of a difference.
Then Koji remembers of Fanimon asking him if he wants to find out the mystery surrounding him. In the dub, the message says, soon everything will become clear to you. And the ending shot reminds me a lot of an anime that I used to really like called Sorcerous, Stabber, Orphan. And Jay didn't get the reference.
I've never heard of it in my life. And then I also called that Koichi would have amnesia.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So, then that's what happened when he fell downstairs. He got amnesia, and that's why he didn't remember. He still ended up in the digital world somehow, which is not explained. Because you'd think he'd get up with amnesia and go, oh, I guess I'll leave now. I'm in a train station. I shouldn't be here. I should go home.
Yeah.
I don't know where home is. Oh, I'll just take this elevator down forever. That makes no sense.
That bit is explained where
is?
Where he is right now. Yep.
It is explained how we got from the stairs to the digital world.
Yes.
But not now.
Yes.
What do you mean? It's not explained in this
It's
episode.
just, I know, it's yes, not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I see the story here and it's the grandmother saying, and I'm like, there has to be an explanation, not only of like how he got to the digital world, but also just how did Koji think his grandma was dead? Like, did Koji visit his grandma and then Koichi was hidden in a closet sometimes? Or what happened? Like, how did they make this work?
I feel like it's explained.
Well, we'll wait till the end of the
of.
season. I would laugh really hard if we got to the end of the season and they just never explained it, and they just hope you'll accept. Oh yeah, he lived with the grandma the whole time.
I feel like
Why were they separated? Because there had to be a reason for that too.
I feel like it's explained. I can't quite remember, but I feel like it's explained.
Oh, I really hope it's not.
So, what do you think of this episode as someone who's new to Digimon?
So it's okay. Like, Patamon's really cute, but you have to take into account that the big Dark Tower rain didn't kill anybody, and that's nonsense. And, like, I guess the fight between Duskmon and Beowulfmon is okay, but then Cherubimon gets involved and doesn't instantly kill the annoying hero. Instead, he just puts him in a darkness bubble for no reason at all. And then Duskmon's backstory is okay with the amnesia and everything, but it's not explained well enough for me to actually... Like, Koji's backstory was great, and you go, that's compelling, and I care about this character. With Koichi, I guess you're meant to share his feeling of confusion, but that doesn't make for a good episode. So I guess it's okay.
What did you rate it?
5.
See, yeah, I feel like my initial rating was 7, and that was after, the previous episode's 7.5, but I feel like this is now a 6.5. I feel like it's better than the last episode now I've spoken about it, because the other episode was hindered by the fact that, yeah, you're right, Sephirothmon made no sense with his decision-making abilities.
I think the Cherubimon, and that's a more macro issue for the whole season.
Yeah, but I think Cherubimon's just a bad villain.
What do you think Cherubimon's doing this whole time? I guess you already know.
Having a laugh?
Because every other bad guy was at least busy doing something when they had minions going out doing other things.
Like, Edamon was just enjoying himself, basically.
No, but even Edamon was chasing them personally
Yeah.
as well. It just there were minions often in the area the kids were in. And like Vandom was, okay, I gotta do this portal to the real world. I'm busy, so I'll have minions do stuff. I can't imagine a reason Cherubimon, like what he's busy with. The world's already kind of eaten and everything. If he's currently eating the world or whatever, they don't say there's any sort of time restraint.
He had to read the script.
Yeah, I guess it must
Yeah.
be that, because what's he doing this whole... Clearly, he can get involved. Clearly, he would instantly win any fight he got involved with. They've never really struggled to find these kids. And either Cherubimon is monitoring them all from a distance, all of his warriors, or they can communicate with him from a distance at will. So it's not like once they see the kids, Cherubimon couldn't show up. So I don't think there's a reason that Cherubimon wouldn't have already won this whole thing 15 episodes ago.
No, he's a bad villain.
God, he sucks.
Yeah. What about how you thought about this episode compared to what you predicted in Obnoxious Synopsis?
I called the amnesia thing. I don't remember what else I said. I said Dust wanted to evolve the Velgmon. That was true. So he stand a chance fighting Beowulfmon. Also true. And then he's actually a twin brother of Koji that Koji never knew, who got amnesia when he fell down the stairs. I called every element of that.
That's because it's kind of obvious.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole point of
Yeah.
that.
No, it is pretty predictable after having watched the things, yeah. And what was the major difference that you noticed? Because I don't actually remember that many differences.
I will quickly look. There was
Yes, it was the
butt rock.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to say the music. I was going to say when they're saying, oh, how clever Patamon is, and Nemon says, oh, he's not like the dad at all, and he gets a pants snap.
That's exactly the same.
And in the dub, Nemon's saying, are you the mama or the papa? And Pokemon
right.
says, I don't know.
No, I'm thinking of the one where, like, Patamons going, and instead of being like, oh, you want me to carry you? Because that looks hard. It's more, God, can we carry you? You're so slow.
Yeah.
So leave him alone. He's a baby. I mean, he's a child, but you know what I mean.
So what did you think of the big reveal about Koichi? Oh, he's his brother. He's the one who fell down the stairs, the one that Takuya saw.
I saw it coming, so, it's not much.
And how do you feel about, a real person being one of the bad guys?
I kind of hoped that that Grodomon would be, so now it's just delayed the thing I want.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. I'm glad they did it at some point. It seems like a series setup that is conducive to that sort of twist happening. I guess I can't be that surprised since I called it. And also it wasn't that compelling. It wasn't like a big, very interesting twist.
Yeah.
It was, there is a child who has evolved. And the only thing that's even vaguely interesting about it, since we know that more children than them went to the digital world, although I guess they all died, we've never seen any others of them. The only thing that makes this even vaguely interesting is that he's Koji's brother. And that wasn't explained at all.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you want to take he was living with the grandmother as an explanation.
I feel like they might explain things, but I'm worried that they don't because of what we've seen in Frontier so far. But I like to think that they do. I hope that they do.
Oh, good rock.
My screenshot of the week was Patamon digging a tunnel and being very happy with himself when everyone's proud of him.
Mine
that
was when all of their heads popped out of the tunnel, and just for a moment you're like, well, they're all dead.
Yeah, it does sort of look like they have decapitated heads lying around. It's, yeah. What do you think of the Digimon design that was introduced, which is Velgmon?
It's a bird. It's actually like really kind of boring. Like, I guess I can't really complain, you know, because I don't like when it's a weird thing with a million metal bits strapped onto it. But at the same time, this is a Pokemon.
Yeah, no, he's a bit Pokemon-y.
It's more or less Pokemon. Look, like, I don't think you can look at Duskmon and be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you know what he looks like? He looks a bit like a dark version of Bergemon. Like,
Yeah.
a dark version of Bergemon does exist, but it's just a
Just
colour
black,
swap.
yeah.
It's a colour swap.
Like all of them.
But this seems like, you know, if Bergemon did a skull or a demonized dark evolution, it just looks a lot like that. And since it's a perfect level, I would like, Sora dark evolves her Bergemon
That's
to
enough
Velgmon.
of this fan canon
Okay.
tonight.
For Postmon Pat this week, we have the weekly poll, which was Beowulfmon or Aldemon, who has a better design. Jay will, as always, read the results. They get the...
SP says that they like Beowulfmon better. It's more well structured, and that he has, or stactured, and he has the awesome blade, which is big and double, and a bit awkward if you ask me. And somehow Agnimon's long hair with Vertramon's huge wings and tall make Aldemon seem a bit bulky, but it's still a good design. My Mishu says that Aldemon actually looks like a fusion of human and beast spirits, whereas Beowulfmon, with the exception of having Kendogurumon's arms, barely looks like a fusion at all. Plus, a dragon-human hybrid is simply more interesting to look at than a werewolf, which is fair enough, we've had werewolves before. Ryuchi says both are good examples of fusions, but they think that Aldemon does it better. Plus, wings, King of Dragony, fire, it's hitting all their favourites. And Chuckmon says Beowulfmon because they like Wolfmons look better in general, but they both look pretty cool. Beowulfmon has the blade, but Aldemon has the wings. Everyone's sort of focusing on these little extra bitties.
Yeah, and the results are we had 16 votes.
Is that even exactly?
Yes, and it's even exactly at the tie.
Is it 16 and 16?
Well, I think Aldemon's better designed because it looks like human with the beast, and it seems to make more thematic sense that they're putting both of the things together. Like it's Agunimon's head on Burning Greymon's body, but Burning Greymon standing up slightly. I feel like that's what it should be as a mesh between the two, and I feel like Beowulfmon has too much added stuff on. What do you think?
I like Aldemon better too.
Okay, so I guess Aldemon won then with Jay's tiebreaker. So on Gmail we have SP who says that they liked the Aldemon's fight, but Koji's rivalry with Duskmon was more intriguing. And I can see that.
I mean, I guess.
SP said they liked how Izumi, Junpei, and Tomoki felt insecure because they didn't have that same power as Aldemon. And I also really liked that. I don't think did we see that in Adventure when Yamato and Taichi? I know, but we didn't specifically say when they were able to warp evolve, and no one ever said, "Hey, why can't I?"
No, because they're never in danger for it to be like an issue. But at the same time, while that is an interesting concept, it was badly executed.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a nice idea. SP says they love that Duskmon has a past, and Koichi's character song is a good song.
Yeah, it is good when characters have histories. That's true.
And then SP says that Koji's dad is worse than Juri's dad because he doesn't let him have a photo of his dead mum. I'm like, you're right. That's pretty awful.
I don't think that's what was being said there. I don't think he was saying you're not allowed to have this photo.
Yeah, but he seemed like amused, like, oh, you have a photo of your dead mum. That's surprising.
No, I think you're overdoing it.
No,
I'm sure it was
silly.
more of a sad, like, you're still mourning over someone who's been dead for 3 years or whatever it is. No, for at least 3. Hopefully more than 3 years.
Yeah.
If it's less, that's awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. We then have an email from Marius who wants to offer their 2 cents about the creepy phone call that I got at work. And he says if it continues, May should consider leaving the country and getting a new identity.
Look, zombies aren't that scary when there's only one of them.
No, it's fine. I'm good. It's a funny story, and if I die, at least I had a funny story.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Which you've passed on to me already, so you have a legacy now.
Yeah, and you
And
can
all
tell
the
people,
listeners.
and then you'll start getting the phone calls too.
You will die in 7 years. I'm like, that's a reason. That's more than I thought I'd have. Cool.
On With the World, Chakmon says they're sad to see the first ending, which is called Innocent Go, as it's a great song. And
Was it? I never watched it.
it's really good. And Chakmon says that that you pointed out how Koji has a bass guitar in his room, and
He's just mad.
yeah, he never noticed that. And
The Knife of Wolf.
he says that both episodes with double spirit evolutions were decent, egg hatching was cute, and everyone's expression was funny, to son-daughter, and its son-daughter's cute. And keeping Mercurymon's story a play would have made sense in the dub. I'm like, yes, they should have kept it. Why
Of course
didn't
they should have.
And Chakmon says that the visual impact of the goggles breaking was great, and I thought so too. It was really
It was
dramatic.
great until they fixed them in 30 seconds.
I would have liked it if what you said about what you would have liked is that if the goggles stayed cracked through the whole season.
Yeah, but they're never going to do that.
Like,
'cause-
remember that time in Tamers when Gargamon was damaged in one episode, and the next episode he had the same battle damage?
Yeah, he didn't keep them though. I wish he stayed scarred.
No, but I feel like it was just a bit of dust, mainly.
No,
bit
it
of
was a
dirt.
scratch.
Yeah.
There were scratches on his face.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If he'd maintained those,
Or if they healed a bit.
no, they heal, but they're scars now,
Yeah.
and you always know they're there because Gargamon's a psychopath, and you have to remember that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That'd look really cool. Chakmon then says that Koji just disappearing out of Sephirothmon and nobody seems to care. And yeah, they kind of just stop forgetting. They forget about Koji for a little while
Do you ever notice that Sephirothmon didn't throw any of Koji's attacks at them?
because he wasn't there.
But he threw
Yes.
each of their attacks at other people.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, because Beowulfmon was inside Sephirothmon, so they should have.
It would
yeah,
have
he
been a
should-
really nice, powerful attack to throw.
Yeah, that's fair.
No,
Why
it's
you should have done
not.
that? I didn't even realize that. And then Chakmon says regarding Atmon, Offmon is cute, and that he expects to see a lot of Haru Yujin shipping, and like it started.
Offmon.
It started.
Offmon.
Also, Offmon's the best.
Offmon. Need.
Need. On with the Will, Wildwing64, who thank you for the special episode 100 icon. I love it. Thank you. There
We
is
don't say no to gifts.
Yeah.
We don't say no to gifts.
No, we love them actually. They make my day. So if you want to make us happy, just talk to us or draw us things. I don't know. But yeah, we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. It's amazing to get that sort of thing. So Wildwing64 says that there is a Santa-inspired Digimon. It's Santa Agumon. It's Agumon with the Father Christmas hat, by the way.
That's okay.
And no, maybe it's dressed up. I can't quite remember. But my favourite one is Agumon Hakase, which is Agumon but in like a lab coat. It's like Lecturer Agumon. Wildwing64 says that episodes 27 and 28 were a great pair, and all of Frontier should be like these episodes. And that the Bokumon and Naemon gag about Beowulfmon's name was the funniest joke in Digimon.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there. And
Is that why this is some people's favourite season? Because of that one joke?
yeah, definitely. Then Wildwing64 agrees with Chakmon about how Koji didn't matter in episode 29 because it was Takuya's episode. Jay Ukyo says regarding the manga episode that hearing Jay express glee was really great, and he looks forward to my glee all the time, but hearing it from Jay is so rare that it's so bright and sunny, like a single ray of sunshine peeking through a stormy sky.
Hey, look, Glee is way overdoing it. It's still Digimon.
Yeah, but it's you were happier. On Tumblr, we have an Anonymon who says that Patamon is cute and has leftover knowledge from Serafimon, and Naemon also has moments where he sounds like the most logical person, so maybe sometimes Bokumon feels left behind. And I never really thought about that, but Bokumon, I'm not sure if I said this in like...
We talked about it last
Yeah.
episode, that Pokemon identifies as the smartest one in the room, but when he's not, he gets flustered, because he's actually pretty stupid.
Yeah. And then Anonymon says that also Dustmon and Beowulfmon both have attacks in German. And yeah, they do.
Because in Digimon, they love to name attacks totally random things, or make references that are too smart for themselves.
Then we have another question on Tumblr from Mormon Nerd, and they say that they're
What?
new... What?
What a name!
That's a name. They're a Mormon.
Fair enough.
And they're a new
Hello.
listener, and they're up to episode 28. So I also answered this question on our Tumblr, because if they're up to episode 28, they might not hear the response for a while. So they said they enjoy the dynamic that we have, and they asked how they should listen to the podcast. And I said listen to the podcast chronologically from every episode that we've released if they want to listen to every episode. Then on Twitter...
I thought they were asking how they should watch the rest of
Yeah,
Digimon.
I thought that too, but then I answered that and they said, no, I meant the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we'll listen to it in number order.
On Twitter, CC Takado says, when will Lost in Translationmon cover X Evolution?
Eventually?
And July 22nd. And it's on our calendar, which we have now. So just go to our website, click on the happy little calendar mon, and you can see our calendar. And we'll be covering that after our Frontier overall summary and before we start Savers. And I want to do something special for that episode if I'm able to. Then on Slack, Hiro Olato says the mechanic that Jay thought the Spirit Evolution, the Double Spirit was going to be about mixing Spirit is in Mega Man. It's Mega Man ZX.
I never played it.
And it's just as cool as Frontier. And
so that's not saying a lot for Mega Man ZX.
Yeah.
That's not saying much at all. Take that, Mega Man. Alright, everybody, join us for the next episode of Scum's Wish, Working on the Train Gang.
Or Sleep in Darkness, the Trailmon's Graveyard.
And My Brother in Spirit.
Or The Revealed Pask, Dustmon's Secret.
Well,
See? We'll get
I'm
it.
sure that'll be disappointing.
For Weekly Wonders this week, on Tuesday, Jay and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was better than the first one, and it was so funny.
It wasn't better than the first one, but it was still
I
very good.
thought it was better than the first one. I need to rewatch the first one, because the first one, I really, really liked that movie.
I liked the breadth of the plot in the first one, and I think that discovering those characters was generally more interesting than seeing small character arcs sort of in the middle as we prepare for a big event. But at the same time, that's the difference between like a 9 and a 10. Right? So the first one was a 10. This is a 9. That's not a huge step down. It's still great. You should see it.
I liked when a character was hit in the head with something.
Oh my god, we died.
The two of us laughed, and no one else in the cinema did because we're horrible.
They're all doing the big hero pose. It's the Avengers moment where the camera's tracking around and all that. There's one person really in the front looking all heroic, and then a big piece of metal clunks them in the face.
Yeah, and no one else laughed, but we. Oh.
We broke out into really loud laughter
in
the
silent
cinema,
moment,
and no one else is laughing.
And because we thought it was funny, because it was, but I'm not even sure if it was meant to be funny because it was that dramatic moment.
It's absolutely meant to be funny. That was a joke.
Everything that Rocket Raccoon says and does is hilarious.
Oh, he's great.
He's the best character.
He's so good.
He's such a good character.
So you know there's a Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Yes.
The gimmick of it is that every episode you are a different Guardian.
That's cool.
In the last episode you are Groot.
Aww.
So all you say in this adventure is you say I am Groot every time.
That's gorgeous. So yeah, I really like that. What's your weekly wonder?
Did we talk about Shadow War Armageddon last time?
Yes.
Oh damn! Because we actually played it this time.
Yeah, we actually did play it. Yeah.
I have a Kings of War tournament in 2 days. That doesn't count. Something I did this week. Oh god, I want to say Persona 5. That was a big one.
You already said that.
I'm writing a second book. That doesn't count.
You have said writing a book before too.
I haven't done anything new. I saw this movie with you.
So why don't we just both say the same thing then? Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. Also see Guardians of the Galaxy 1 if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, just Guardians. Okay, I'll say Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You say Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and we've covered all bases.
Sweet, I got the better movie.
Okay. Well, I still enjoyed the second one a lot.
Oh, it's really good.
I think I liked it more, but maybe I don't know.
You like it more because you're part of like the cult of the new.
I had a terrible sinus infection pain when I watched the first one, and only had mild sinus infection pain when I saw the second one. It's the funniest thing. Both times I've seen a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I've been in a lot of pain.
Look, we talked about this. We broke it down. If you had 100% everyday sinus pain the first time you went to see a movie, you went to see the Guardians movie, that means as a certainty, it doesn't get counted as a coincidence when you come into this one and you have pain. It just becomes down to statistically, when would you have had your sinus pain? And I told you, if it's once every 3 days, that means there was a 1 in 3 chance overall that you would see both of them.
Chronic sinusitis is a wild ride.
I guess so.
I mean, I've dealt with it, but the weather was not helping my situation.
I also learned today that probability is not mutually exclusive with determinism, and it was awesome. Probability being the likelihood of something happening, and determinism being that everything is fated to already happen based on the way that the universe is already set up.
Jay, can you please not bring...
And everything is a reaction to it.
Jay, can you please not bring your nerd stuff into this Digimon podcast, please?
Can I talk about this for just a moment? Because it's really easy to explain.
Fine, do it.
So basically, the idea that if you roll a dice, right, there's a 1 in 6 chance of you getting a 6, right? But with all the parts of the universe at play, with the like wind resistance and gravity and everything, it will always land on the same thing, given how you rolled it. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that probability and determinism don't actually work together, but they don't refer to necessarily the same thing. Probability refers to what we know and what we can assess, because you can't know all those factors.
Right.
So if you take a situation where there are 3 doors, one of them has a gold bar behind it, and the other 2 have a donkey behind them. Okay, and you take a guess, you have a 1 in 3 chance of guessing right. You know. Mm-hmm. If the person next to you knows which one door that definitely has a donkey behind it, they now have a 50% chance to guess which one has gold, right? Mm-hmm. If the third person knows which 2 doors have donkeys behind them, they have a 100% chance to know which one has the gold behind it. The circumstances have not changed. The possibility hasn't changed, but the probabilities have changed to a certainty based on knowledge.
Right.
I think it's really interesting.
All right, and now we can finish with the outro. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, I might have explained that badly, and I'm looking forward to letters being like, no, that's stupid. And I'll be like...
It's okay. I think it sounded fine.
And I'll be like, yeah, I missed X line of that explanation, but I generally think I have an understanding of the basic of that. Not anything more advanced than that, though, because boy, is it complicated.
Yeah.
I tried to look up what string theory was today, and I don't understand how you turn all particles into you translate them all one-dimensionally. That's nonsense to me.
See, I'm just happy
you got this blank look, like it's nonsense to you too, I feel better.
I'm just tired.
And you like physics more than me.
Yeah, I do like physics, but I also am happy that I didn't have to do any front-end programming today, which always makes my day. I was just in the back end today. So you can find the link dump linked in the description, and you can find the screenshots of the week and our weekly wonders, which are also linked in the description and in our link dump. Our link dump. And you can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or messages on SoundCloud. You can follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will, and a Reddit thread in the Digimon subreddit, and we'd really appreciate if you would review us on any iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to a podcast or whatever. And we also have a website where you can vote in our weekly poll and check out our calendar. You can donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, and you can find a link on the website. And you can start from as little as $1 a month, and $1 a month gets you access to our private listener Slack chat group, but higher levels gets you things like exclusive notes, information, early unedited episode recordings, and the ability to suggest discussion topics, as well as Skype calls with May and Jay, and more.
And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who hosts a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon, Stevie, who's also Stevie on YouTube, and you can find the link to their channel in the description, Wu Qinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Qinglong, Metal Mummymon, Joe, Anime Guy, who is Anime Guy Kurosaki and the #1 on YouTube, Chuckmon, Ishbal Hiro Lado, who is at Hiro Lado on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who is Frost Moragic on Archive of Our Own, Stephen Reeves, who is Wildwing64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Red and Garen from Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast you can find on SoundCloud, Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr, Corey, Kyle, the Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can read at bagubaragu.wordpress.com, Small Wolfie, who's on Tapastic at Small Wolfie and has a comic called Eden of Melancholy, Tom, Glitchcode, and Azriel McCool.
You can also donate to our PayPal, which can be found in the description and on our website, and it's paypal.me/Urgemon. And make sure to listen to us for the podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.